Good day and welcome to Obidate Family TV, the program na Hope Alive. Yes, hope day and plenty they happen for court as we dey speak. Today, our own very people's president, His Excellency Tinubu, is in court. Dati Ahmed Baba dey for court. Plenty things don dey happen as we dey do adoption of our final written address for court. Transcript of those things wey be say e dey happen for inside court. We go bring and come exclusively to Obidate Family TV viewers. We go bring them. So the transcript, even the one for PDP for morning time, we go bring and come. Now all these things with the package since make we for bring how the thing take transpire today. So and plenty other things wey be say we go bring come as even article arrive for that very petition today because in own demand the verse also talk say Tinubu must come out for that seat. Talk say in turn don't do the how many times when don't stay it don't do. So with that very one now the plenty discussions wey be say we get and people wey be say dem dey for studio with me to discuss this. Angel Day and Esther Day.
My Elupi people, una welcome back to the show today. First of all, I want to wish all of una happy new month. And today na a day we all been waiting for. Our matter day for court today. Our principal day for court right now. We go give una as it dey happen, hot, back to back gist. Make una no go anywhere because hope is dey alive.
Welcome on board. Welcome, my well-meaning Nigeria, an intelligent and lovely, obedient worldwide. Yes, sir. Tell your neighbor, say, hope dey alive. Yes, we don't dey go closer to the promised land. I dey tell on every day. Did you see this our mandate na sacrosanct by His grace? My people, make una guess what? Our oga today na im birthday. Mr. Kanu today na im birthday. Make una wish an happy birthday for comment section. My people, make una wish a happy birthday. Come on board, let's discuss.
Yes, so let's discuss my own na court matter. Now we dey go straight. Make we know begin dey put other things wey be say Angel come carry me put for high jump. But I greet all of una wherever una dey, una good morning, afternoon and evening. Make una take am because I know say una dey different places and una dey wait make una get this update. So I go begin dey go straight for the update as it take happen from the morning because na article and PDP matter na im come up from 9, 10 come up before 2 come reach now we come enter our own and we still there for our own now. But I wan start how it take happen for morning because that morning time na vibration for article camp. If you see the convoy wey be say dem carry enter court for that very court of appeal, you go see plenty motor say dem follow am. The man dey vex, no be only obedient dey vex, we go see articulates wey be say dem dey vex also. And we had a talk before say the thing wey we get in common with PDP, we no gree say Tinubu win this election. Now we no gree. Now for there we dey. So we go dey bring their own matter and go dey bring our own. So as our own still there for court now, I go dey bring live transcript from wetin dey happen for that court as we dey here now. But I go first start with PDP own wey be say dem don finish. We come enter our own. So with that one, make we enter. Today will be August 1st. Now the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal updates. Wetin dey happen there? This one, Justice Samani starts with PDP son. That is that Uche. Now, they are going at each other. Samani said, Chief Uche, why did you file a reply? You are not supposed to file a reply. You are a petitioner and entitled to file final address presenting your case and not file a reply to their own address. You don't have the right to reply. Then PDP council will be there, Uche wey in the address, contact say, you said we can file this reply on the 5th of July. In the reminder and say, you talk say, we fit do that something. Now, the justice will be saying, I be the chairman of this very panel, will be Samani, contact say, Leonard Silk, it is a matter of common sense. You filed 160 pages and your final address is 40 pages. Another one is, anyway, another one is what? Let's get back to that very one. Another one is that your file address here again is 120 pages. Okay, he said that he filed another page that is 120 pages from 42. The other one is 42 and another one is 120 pages. Let's have the next slide. So then if Uche now said there are different cases to different final address, then the Justice Samani come talk say, then you file one written address. Chief Uche, where they represent Atiku and PDP, can say, no, my lord, it has never been done like that. There are different respondents and they all filed on different days. They all filed on different days, on different issues. Why would you say I should file one address? I don't agree to that. Now, so this one where they represent Atiku and PDP, they talk. So the whole court is murmuring. What sort of technicality is this? PDP must say, so if you have 10 respondents, you will file 10 final addresses. Now so in the acts, he continues say, I will file addresses to all of them because they filed on different dates and different issues. So I have to address them all accordingly. The proper thing we have done is respond to all of them. Now so intake respond. Then the Chief Justice will be Samani can say, Chief Uche, I have pointed out to you what I want, and that is it. Chief Uche can talk, my lord, they filed separately. Now, another justice can chip in, Justice Bolaji, and say, so you filed 3 replies. I have not seen where a plaintiff will file a reply to that effect. Then he replied, my lord, we were definite on what we wanted to do ab initio, and we deliberately replied to all of them separately because they boxed us from different angles. So we had to box them each. So the Chief Justice will be Samani can say, okay, so you have 3 different ones here and also a letter. Chief, okay, take out the letter and leave out the 3 addresses. So now the Justice Bello can chip in and say, Leonard Silk, the law states final address and not final addresses. You should have responded to it together. Now the Samani can talk say, so you are saying the letter can go. Now so Samani tell him, then Chief San can talk say, yes, my lord. That one is just an explanation. But the 3 others must stay. It is only right that we address each other finally. Now, the Chief Justice for the panel will be someone now can talk. So, okay, I will allow her is critical and the whole nation is attentive. And I don't want people to leave here and start saying another thing. Because when we leave here now, don't be surprised what we will read out there. You know all this, our young ones. Okay, oh, they know us, we will talk. Now, the APC Olanipeku can bring himself, enter. He said, a citizenship by birth cannot be disqualified. And so, the issue of the Guinean passport should not be considered. For the university certificate, my lord, there are no documentary or oral testimony from Chicago State University disclaiming the second respondent, that is Tinubu certificate of citizenship. My lord, we want you to know this petition to as far as your hands can carry because it holds no jurisdiction or facts. Now so Olanipeku, where they talk for APC and Tinubu take talk. Now, APC only speaks objection and dismiss. If it is to bring witness now, you won't hear their voice again. Now, so they take put am. Now, the Olanipekun can say, my lord, there is no precedence on presidential election cancellation, meaning say they never do am before. Now, Chief Uche-san come talk say, my lord, my learned colleague on the other side said the criminal offense is timely and INEC, the time has passed then. Now, the offense has passed. He said it here that the Constitution forgives. Well, my lord, I'm here to say that the time does not run against crime. The whole courtroom shouts, yes, so. Now, the Chief Justice will be Samani come talk say, Uche, we should not mislead the public. This thing is coming from the mouth of a senior advocate. Some people already have their headlines, and that is not right. It is a constitutional issue. It is written in the Constitution. So it is not any time that this does not run against crime. It is just the Constitution. Let's not mislead the public. The Constitution states how long any crime can stand. Everyone is staring at Justice Samani. Then they look at more, waiting this man they talk. Well, Chief Sam Uche come talk say, well, my lord, at least he admitted that the second respondent committed a crime. Say him don't admit, say Tinubu commit crime. He said there is forgiveness in the Constitution. And even when there is forgiveness, let's not forget that there is always also a punishment for sin. Before I go even continue with this one, make I tell my people, what in this one mean when this man don't talk? If they beg for forgiveness for crime where Tinubu commit, that one not there for transcript, sha. But I just want to explain, say, if don't they admit, they seek for forgiveness for that very thing. So now this Uche-san, they tell and say forgiveness no day, but first, na punishment, na in day for sin. Anyway, yes, there is punishment for sin. Now, so it take conclude them. Then Justice Samani come talk say, Uche, you are a Christian. Are you not a Christian? Christians forgive. And even Jesus said, go and sin no more. Ah, this one, a real headline. It be like say, I miss him. Justice talk say, go and sin no more. We not go hear that one for judgment, yo. We not go hear him. Now, so Mr. Kanu of Obidati Family TV take talk. We not go hear him. Anyway, Chief Uche-san talk. He talk say, that me, I am not Jesus. The whole courtroom begin to laugh. But this one for me, no be laughing matter. Okay, make we continue. So Chief Uche come talk said, then, on precedence, my lord, my learned colleague said there is no precedence of annulling presidential election in Nigeria. Meaning saying the talk said they never cancel presidential election before for Nigeria. This Olanipekun stands up angrily and said, I take objection to that. I don't misquote me. Don't misquote me. I am on my feet right now, Uche. So sit down. Now Uche come tell and say, but I'm still talking. And you are using out of my time. Olanipekun come say, I am on my feet and I object to that. I allowed you talk and kept my cool since even when you are mentioning things that is not in your written address, I kept my cool. But we can see, you say I kept my cool. I did not talk. Please, don't make me talk. I object to that statement you are making now. Don't do that. Now Uche, when they represent Article come talk, say, well, I heard you clearly. And we all did. You said precedent does not exist in annulment of the presidential election. My lord, if I may go on, that precedent that they said has never happened can be created today and be done in this case today. The whole courtroom is shouting, yes! Ha! When I see what happen for court, Tinubu don't lose be that. Justice Samani interrupted with smiles on his face. And in talk say, but judgment is not today now. The whole courtroom is almost on the floor with laughter. Then come they laugh. So Chief San come talk say, my lord, as I end this case, let that precedence be today. Heavens will not fall. Samani come talk say will be the justice where there for their say. So we will inform you guys on the date of the judgment. It was great listening to you all. As he added, that is an unfortunate situation that happened in the country and applied for adjournment. Labour Party and Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shetima APC Council, they all did not object. And the proceeding ended about, I think it should be this thing that ended. They all ended. Now the proceeding ended about this and adjourned till tomorrow. For Tuesday. No, you need to remove that. That is not part of that this thing.
Yes.
Yes, that very particular part. But you see, that was the last one that was adjourned. Now, let's go back, come back to the studio and have a discussion since they have inadvertently finished from the PDP. PDP has finished their own, and we see how the transcripts take go, how the arguments will happen for court as it take happen. We see how the whole court just they shout and everybody just they laugh because of waiting, because of say this man will call himself Olanipekun talk say they never annul presidential election before for Nigeria. 9 PDP and Atiku Abubakar's council will be Barrister Uche San come talk say it go happen and it go happen today. But the justice will be say e dey there will be the moderator for inside court come talk say well today no be judgment. Now when we go give judgment, we go call everybody, go give one a date. Now for there then take end down for PDP matter. As we dey talk now, we don't get transcript where they come out for the one of LP. We know say our own Labour Party's lawyers, then they all for court. And also our own PO, they for court. As on they see am for screen now, and I go see say even Babadat Ahmed in there for court. And Chimamanda joined them today for court. So we dey show that directly the things wey be say is still dey happen for court now wey be say. So this one when we want start, we want enter LPE, the LP transcript. Now we want enter. So as we want enter LP transcript, we go want make we give on the transcript as it take come. As time no day and that very court they very prominent and the court just they on now. We feel be say we no fit display the transcript, but we go bring the transcript out when we say then they send call for us as the thing they happen and how then they take talk. And because as we they talk now, they still they inside court, they deal with their thing. So again, I go start with waiting happen say our people's president they there, His Excellency Peter Obi, and the vice president they there, and both of them are seated. Now the justices enter, the councils and appearances have already been taken. Now the Peter Obi introduced himself, the Dr. Dati Baba Ahmed come follow him. Then we can't get the people where we say they for court why they mention Chimamanda they there, Chief Akin Osutokun they there, Barrister Abure they there, Oseloka Obaze they there, and other notable LP stakeholders, all of them court just feel. Then Dr. Levi Uzoku-san, now be the person where we say they lead the legal team, and the P2B now they stand up for the petitioners. Now, as things they happen for court, Chief Fagbemi, where we say son, in the announced appearance for APC with other sons where we say them follow him, and the ones where no be son where follow him. The matter then call him up for today, they mention them as an adoption of final written address by the parties. That of Atiku and the PDP was done in the morning, but this one now, and their own end this afternoon. So this one, now in the start. So they start from where the court they begin. So I start to say the court is filled to capacity, meaning say the whole place no space dey at all. Lead counsel to INEC, na AB Mahmood San, announced his appearance alongside his learned colleagues. Chief Wole Olanipekun is announcing his appearance. With him are other members of outer and inner bar. That is the people will be San and the people will be say they no be San. The court come talking on say we will begin with the objections before we come to the main written addresses. AB Mahmood. Now, AB Mahmood come talking on say this case is different from the earlier case because the petitioners here also raised objections. Chief Levi Ozoku come talk, we prefer for them to start as in take court. Then the INEC Mahmood come talk say my learned friend Stephen Edahi here will lead the procedure. And talk say na Stephen Edahi na him be the person will be say him go lead the procedure for them today. Now, Stephen Edahi son come get up say na in there for INEC. He said the first respondent INEC objections on admissibility of documents in evidence was filed on the 14th of July 2023. We also filed a reply on points of law on the 28th of July 2023. We adopt the content of the said written address. Court conduct say indicates there is an error. Then Stephen Edahi conduct say we seek leave to correct that line. It reads which do not have. That is in the correct down for court. So the court contact and say, okay, correction done. The Stephen Edahi continue say, thank you, my lord. I adopt the same processes as our argument before this honorable court to sustain the objections. The court contact say, Chief Olanipekun contact say, my learned brother Yusuf Ali will conduct the next proceedings. Now for that one, now so that one take pass for that very adoption where they do. Now, for this very one, the Yusuf Ali son will be saying that for Bola Tinubu and Shetima, he said the arguments on objections of admissibility of documents was articulated and filed on the 14th of July 2023. Upon receipt of the reply of the petitioners, that is the Labour Party and P2B, it became imperative to file a reply on points of law, which we did on 25th of July 2023. We adopt these processes in urging my noble lords to sustain the objections and strike out the inferred documents before my noble lords. Now, L.O. Fagbemi-san, where they INEC say, we filed our written address in respect of the objections filed on the 14th day of July 2023. We also filed a reply on points of law. On receipt of the petitioner reply address dated 27 July, but filed on the 28th of July, we adopt our arguments to reject or discountenance those documents. Dr. Levi now said, our Carl-san will respond to the processes of the first respondent if it pleases my lord. Now be say, Dr. Levi Ozoku don't hand over to our Carlo. Now, our Carlo can't get up for LP and P2 because say, the petitioners have the two processes in response. The first is the reply to the first respondent, that is INEC. It was filed on the 23rd of July 2023 against the first respondent's objection, filed on the 14th of July. I adopt the said processes as our argument. The petitioner's reply to the objection raised by the second and third respondent, which is Bola, Tinubu, and Shetima, was filed on the 20th of July 2023. In respect to the objections by the third respondent, which is Shetima, the petitioner's reply was filed on the 23rd of July 2023. We adopt the petitioner's reply to all the respective parties. Dr. Levi come get up say Chief Anachebe-san will take charge of our own objections. Now, Chief Anachebe-san come get up say, may it please my noble lords, the objections against documents tendered by the first respondent, INEC, was captured in our written address, dates 22nd July, but filed on the 23rd of July 2023. There was also an objection filed against documents tendered by the second and third respondent, Bolame, Tinubu, and Shetima, filed 20 July 2023. We respectfully adopt the arguments canvassed in the two processes in the said opposition to documents tendered by the first, second, third objection. They are our submissions in urging your lordships to expunge the said documents from your bundle of documents and sustain our objections thereto. Stephen Edahisan for INEC, in opposition to the petitioner's objection on documents we filed. We filed a document on 20th day of July 2023. We adopt the content of the said written address to overrule the objections. Now so then take talk. And what I want make us understand be say, why we know they bring the transcript like the one wey comot from PDP. Now because we had time to actually produce that one of PDP because it happened earlier. But as we dey talk, it dey comot for court. And last time, the experience wey we get be say, if we dey talk and we begin dey bring am, so we begin dey read am out from the link wey be say dem dey take post and come send am for us. So that's why you go see say na court things we fit dey show, but we dey read the thing out, make some people for the hear am as the thing dey take happen for court now. Because wetin we dey read now, na wetin dey comot from court now we dey read. So make we go back to wetin dey comot from court as our own oga still dey there. So moving to the second point, in relation to the 25%, I will first of all day that there is no dispute as to facts. The only issue is in relation to the interpretation of the relevant aspect of the Constitution in Section 134, which says the candidate must score 25% in 2/3 of the states and the FCT. Your lordship should not adopt an approach that will result in an absurdity, which the voters in the FCT are ascribed superior position than the other voters. We hereby submit our argument. Now so the people will be say, then they respond, will be respondents. Now so then take talk that very one. And then we go bring how INEC Yusuf Ali, as he get up now, in contact say, in reaction to the petitioner's objection on documents, we filed a written address, filed on the 25th of July 2023, in opposition. We adopt the arguments in the documents as our arguments, especially as there was no further reply by the petitioners. Now, the LO Fagbemi San for APC come get up and say, in respect of this objection, we have no processes filed. Say they no file anything. Then the court come talk say, we will now go to the main addresses. Instead of 10 minutes, parties will be allowed 20 minutes each to address the court. They don't agree say 20 minutes each person, now then go address the court. We fit not bring everything because 20 minutes means say we go carry kaya come off for studio. So we dey bring am short as they send and come. Now that AB Mahmood will be from INEC lawyer come talk say the fourth respondent has filed the final written address dated 14th of July 2023. Along with that, we also filed a list of authority also dated and filed 14th of July 2023. After we received the petitioner's written address, we also filed on reply on points of law, filed 28th of July 2023. We also filed a list of authorities on the same 28th of July 2023. We respect these are the processes filed by the first respondent. We adopt same as our argument in this petition. My Lord, for all the detailed arguments canvassed in our written processes, we humbly submit that this petition is lacking in merit and should be dismissed by the courts. I will seek your lordship indulgence. Our page 15 of our written address, we set out the issues for determination. They are listed. I will only speak to two issues. The first issue is number B, has to do with the complaint by the petitioners of non-compliance with the provisions of the Electoral Act. The essence of the complaint is with the technology introduced by the first respondent. The rationale seems to be appreciated by the petitioners. However, they misunderstood the technologies. The BVAS was used for accreditation and transmitting of results. The IREV portal is a result viewing portal. The evidence shows clearly that the first respondent, which is INEC, went to great lengths to ensure that this technology functions as designed. The application used on BVAS was developed in-house, tested for performance and vulnerability. The data were also hosted on Amazon Web Services, and evidence shows it was the most advanced and secured web service provider in the world. The intention of the first respondent, which is INEC, was beyond doubt both by the petitioners and ourselves. The petitioners has contrived in their mind the so-called electronic collation system, which was prescribed by the INEC, which they have brought no evidence to show. Although the petitioners consistently argued that the National Assembly and the presidential election went on concurrently, but they never showed there was any electronic collation of results in the National Assembly or any other election. What was in place was a manual collation. The second, in response by the glitch. This glitch was orchestrated by human beings to alter the results. The case put forward by the first respondent, which is INEC, is that the glitch did not occur by human efforts, but by the normal function. My submission was that if there was human interference on the machines, the petitioners ought to have showed it. If they failed, the argument fails. Also, the IREV portal was for public view and did not affect the results of collation. It was only for trust. All the witnesses have agreed on this. All the arguments of AWS being faulty or not result in a no is a no issue. There has been arguments about 18,088 so-called blood polling unit results on IREV. My argument is that this goes to no use, as those blood results did not in any way suggest that the original copies of the result sheets were also blood. They have not tendered the original copies, which are in the possession of their agents. That complaint of blood results are simply for dramatization. From the state of the evidence and from the state of all the pleadings before your lordships, which interrupted the transmission for over 4 hours, did not impact the result, and there are no evidence that there was any manipulation of results. Now, so INEC, they take para, they take talk. INEC, na them be the people where they talk all this one. No? They talk say other blood results where they come out. Say Labour Party for Kuku go bring their agent result will be the original one. But as you know, that particular this thing result when they talk, INEC get the original one. Why they no certify that original one? Where court order them, make them bring come. Why dem dey depend on agent own wey dem go talk say na fake? Because if dem bring am, dem no go certify am. Anyway, make we dey go back to wetin dem carry send come court. Wala Onipekun wey be the second and third responder is Tinubu's lawyer come starting on say they filed their final written address on 14 July 2023. Also, on receipt of the processes filed by the petitioners, a reply on 22nd July was filed. We also filed a list of additional authorities on the 31st July 2023. We adopt these processes in urging your lordship to dismiss the petition. We will also argue along that it is a gross abuse of processes of court. Now, I will draw your lordship's attention to a process filed by the petitioners, that the petitioner have no final written address. The petitioner's argument is in response to the second and third respondents that are not acceptable, and will seek my laws to discountenance this document. I will address a few areas. One is about non-compliance, that the results were not uploaded in real time. Upload to IREV is not part of the collation process for the purposes of declaration of results, as all collations are done physically at the respective polling units and collation centers where results are entered at the appropriate INEC locations. May I refer your lordship to Exhibit X1, which is a judgment of a superior court given at the instant of the second petitioner, that the court should declare INEC should declare result electronically, and judgment was given. The second petitioners, Labour Party, also went to a high court in Lagos and obtained a contrary judgment. The Court of Appeal quashed that judgment, stating that Exhibit X1 quashed that decision. My lords, may we draw your attention to 137(1)(d) of the Constitution. The issue does not arise at all. It says he is under a sentence of death. It is a present tense, not that he was, but that is presently under. May I draw your lordship attention to subsection E, that is sentence in a period within 10 years. In primary school, we were taught present tense and present participle. The second respondent is not under any fine. The argument in respect of the FCT, let me read the provisions of the Constitution, section 134, subsection 2. May I make this submission on bended knees that what the Constitution is talking about is votes scored, not land mass. And what the Supreme Court emphasized in the case of Awolowo versus Shagari, the second respondent scored more than 1/4 of the votes scored at the FCT. The first petitioner, with all respect, has no local standing to question the 25% outcome of this decision, as the Constitution forbids him to contest in a re-election, if such will even be the case. Lastly, is the question of the first petitioner breaching the law. We tendered Exhibit RA 18, gave evidence that he was not a member of Labour Party. You cannot benefit from your own wrongdoing. There is no connectivity between the petition and the reliefs and the parties. May I urge my noble lords to dismiss this petition and urge my lordship to do hold on my bended knees. Now, so a lawyer for Tinubu take talk. Then they talk all the lie when we say they talk inside that their final written address. Now, then they summarize so. Then they take them turn by turn. They talk for inside court. And as it happen, now so we they bring and come. So we go begin they go back to see how the thing they go, because now another of the respondent now them go continue to they go, because this one now be like say na APC turn e be, and this APC the person will say they lead them na Fagbemi. Now this very Fagbemi, the fourth respondent, he said filed a written address dated and filed on the 14th day of July 2023. They are also the fourth respondent. They rely on the points of law, which is dated the 27th day of July and filed on the 28th day of July 2023. Respectfully, I adopt and rely on these two processes. I urge the court to dismiss this petition. Now, so APC then take talk. We will adopt the oral submission of my AB Mahmoud and our leader, Chief Wale Onadipe San. I have refrained myself, but I have to be mild to say that this petition is ambitious. The second petitioner has abused the processes. They suffered defeat in Abuja and ran to Lagos. They had a short victory as the Court of Appeal shows that the results were disastrous. Unless there is an appeal to overturn the decision of that court, this procedure here is a gross abuse of process. The investigation in the election is to be seen whether voting took place, the results declared, and the collation was done. I will give it to them where they have done well, and that is that they did not dispute that voting, counting, collation, and result are the important things. The one thing at the unit level is the most important. If anyone wants to attack the result, there has to be a polling unit by polling unit allegation and proof. If they are contending that there were contentions with the transmission, it has to be polling unit by polling unit proof, which was really lacking. It is a question of before you go high rev, you must start low rev. The most touted issue of rerun is a two-horse race between two leading contenders' votes, which does not concern the petitioner. Section 1343 of the Constitution also buttresses this point. Even if you want to do this, your lordship will ask, where was the man who came second? It is one of the reasons we will describe this as a meddlesome interlopers. Disqualification means anybody is qualified except he suffers under the provision of Section 137D of the Constitution. It is not a criminal forfeiture. There was no charge, no trial, no conviction. So Exhibit BA is devoid of the requirements. PW1 in this regard admitted that strictly speaking, there was no defendant for any criminal offense under cross-examination. In any event, evidence abound that there was clearance given to the second respondent, a clean bill of health. The question of the status of FCT does not conducted the elections. No one is perfect, and INEC scores at least 90% in this election. Again, my people, as we make I bring this, make una know say all of them they adopt waiting they don't talk before. This one where we just bring now APC just carry their own. So all those things will be say they write inside their final report. They do something like recap, like executive summary. Now waiting then they do be that. So now APC own finish. When they finish all their own, LP go do their own. So everything na adoption, because now this one be the final before we go enter that judgment. So everything where you they talk now, they recorded as you they talk. The justices go they write as you they talk. So all of them now to defend their clients, now be their own. But later we will come back. Maybe tomorrow I go talk my own, because I know say we no get time. Na court matter we they do now. So make I go back as the thing they come out from court. So as they come out from court, we get this very one where we say if they come out from which person myself now go then they put them now from Fagwe maybe.
Yes.
No, we finish the one of APC, because that very one where I just finished now APC. So after that very APC, we'll see the other people will be say their own, they come in. It be like say it never come. Anyway, when the thing come in, we go continue Now the people who say they finish their own, this is the grammar where they speak now for inside court, na APC. So like I said, now then they recount. With that very one, make we even take just a little bit of waiting again happen, how these people take, how PO them take enter court today and how they take seat for the court place. Why would they wait for this very thing to come in? So producer, make you showcase us. If you get the video, make we see the clothes when our principal wear and decide where they sit for inside court now as we they speak. This one, they show where then they do strategic meeting. This one a strategic meeting where they are court. Now you come now. So make we, why would they look our principals, they enter court today, him and that, then they converse, make we see, say, I see Chimamanda for there. So, anyway, make we take what's in the happen for comment section for Twitter, as we don't see, say, then they take their time to push the thing for us. Make we for this thing, I be like say, then don't send the something in. Now, fourth respondent, I still they see for there. So, if na that very one, make we for look at waiting our people, they talk for Twitter. Make we take that one, the whole body, why would they wait for the something to come? Okay. We see this one, what we say, come out, make we take them from JP General.
Okay, JP General thought this one, say, just because P2B met with Obedience last Saturday, all of a sudden, Bola Tinubu wants to address Nigerians today. He wants to read Dele Alake's speech to Nigerians. Why not live engagement with the citizens? You can copy Obi, but you can never be Peter Obi.
Okay, that one.
Yes, so this one now from Miss Pills. Today is a good day to remind everyone that Olenik Beku couldn't tell the world how FCT became the 37th state in Nigeria. He failed to prove how and why INEC will encounter a technical glitch in the presidential election only, whereas the upload for the national and state assemblies election was perfect. All eyes on the judiciary. Yes,
and this Miss Pearls, credit to her. Now, one of the people will be said and they send us the information on waiting to happen for court, so they give them credit. So as the thing take B now, if you get, make we even look at the banners of, okay, this one now from Distinguished Field Marshal. Producer, make gonna check waiting they happen for court. Make we for know whether then get more updates where they come out from court. Make we take this one.
Okay, this is from General Oluchi. She talks, say, when it comes to choosing leaders in Nigeria, the bar is so low. But when it comes to finding a job in Nigeria as a civilian, they expect your left eyes and right foot. Just look at the backgrounds of the nominees seeking confirmation at NAS. Some struggled to read what they wrote, while some couldn't prove that they are qualified for the roles they previously held or currently seeking. Not one person answered question backed with data. No use of professional verbiage to demonstrate knowledge and competence. I know they will all be confirmed, but if you watch the event, you will see why Nigeria is stagnant in progress.
Yes, so Nigeria is stagnant in progress. Make I even talk this last thing. Because why would they wait for update to come from court? Make we for this NAS. When I know say he get somebody where be say Tinubu nominate, he go National Assembly. The person use only 2 credits enter university. 2 credits. Now he take enter university. But make you not be saying I me talker. Make una see the video, waiting the drama will be say it happen inside Senate chambers. Make una take watch. Make una just watch them.
I've been looking for your school cert. I saw one. You sat for 5 subjects with 2 credits. I don't know how. I want to imagine that you still have another to bring. If not, I would want you to explain how you got into university with that. Thank you.
the nominee.
Your Excellency, Mr. President of the Senate, principal officers of the Senate, distinguished senators, I would like to answer these questions from the last one, if the Senate permit. Sir, on the issue of qualification, I have other secondary school results which I have all passed that I have not attached to my CV because we are talking of secondary school certificates. And I want to remind distinguished senator, which I know he very much know, that the qualifications of secondary school certificates as enshrined in the Constitution, you can stand for an election up to the presidential election. So I didn't bother you with much certificates, but I know I have the qualification for that. Okay, sir.
You are saying that you chose what to give to the Senate. You chose the qualification to bring before the Senate because of the constitutional provision that a secondary school certificate is what is required to stand for election. You are not coming to stand for election. You are coming to be a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So which are the other certificates you concealed? Which are the other certificates that you did not put in your CV?
Your Excellency, sir, the certificate of secondary school is there and other certificates of other qualifications are there. What he is asking me is, I sat, my first sitting was secondary school certificate with 2 credit passes. And what I'm trying to say is that I have sat for another examination and I have passed, but I don't want to attach another qualification because
well, I think it's not just for this nominee. It's important for all other nominees to know that we would like to know something about them in totality, including the number of children they have. Yes, including the number of wives, the number of children. Nigerians have a right to know their ministers. The international community has a right to know their ministers. So please, I don't think it's you don't choose and pick. So we will give the nominee time to bring the other certificates to circulate, but not necessarily appearing again before us. I want to thank you for what you have done. I don't think you need to go further, but every certificate that you have, make copies of a clerk. He will come and see you. He will give you copies of the other certificates so that you can attach. So you can take a bow.
So una don hear wetin happen for the floor of Senate and then tell the man to take a bow. But I don't know whether Akpabio know say to take a bow means say we don't ask you finish, say we don't confirm you. I don't know whether he know am. But the man no answer any question for Senate. So that later if they confirm this man, go know say truly they no know wetin dem dey do. No be because of say the man no get score only 2 credits. No be that one be my problem because some of them they fake their certificate myself, but this man no fake him own certificate. But my own worry for the man be say as he enter there, begin the quote constitution for them inside there. Now that one I no like. And again, why be say dem go begin dey nominate people wey be say they know anyway sha make I know for Chukma too much but una say una fit make una own comment for this kind disgrace wey dey happen for this administration. Person wey be say e follow window enter no be to go clean the room na e go for. We know that very well. All these people wey dey come na so e go be. Anyway, we get angel dem.
Mr. Kanu, the thing wey dey even vex me, wey dey pain me be say this man wey get 2 credits, the other senator ask am which result you use enter university. He come dey talk say even with a first school leaving certificate he can become a president. No be that one. This man want to be a president of the a minister of a country to supersede people wey don become professor. He want to dey command person wey be a professor, wey be this, wey be that. E no gel. E no gel. E no good. Na im make corruption no go end because the head no good. How you wan make the others good? If person dey find job now, they go tell you say you go come with so, you go come with so, with masters, with this one, with the other one. Then person wey wan be minister no come get am. How they wan do am? And you see wetin dey even happen.
Angel, see, the one we be say the man wey be say go there, they supposedly the man go attend university. And the question wey the man
results?
Now him dey ask am, na make he dey tell am say he no understand because at least universities, even polytechnic, then they use up to either 4 credits, 5 credits,
including English and maths.
So now the man dey tell am say he no know which university where he go because maybe in submit am. The man
and he dey tell am say he go school,
But anyway, sha, dem don tell them say this thing. But again, now I wan tell una say for what the matter when they come out from court, Dr. Levi Uzoukwu is really on fire, as in fire. Now so the message wey dem send for us because e don reach their turn to talk and in they finish them now. But then they type am, you know say if then they type something, then go type and finish, then go send them through the link. But wetin dem send now, where we say we dey see for our screen, they say Dr. Levi Uzoukwu, he currently addressing the court so brilliantly that he is on fire. Now so then take talk. So we gonna wait, sha, make we dey get the updates.
Just like the San Uche wey represent the PDP, that man too dey on fire because everything wey INEC do, wey APC. Okay, see wetin San dey talk. Forgiveness. How you wan forgive person? E never happen to Nigeria. E go happen now and heaven no go fall. E happen for this which country be that? E go happen for Nigeria. Heaven will not fall because if we get am right now, na im be say Nigeria don dey better. If we get am now, make our judges get am right now. At least make them they use Nigeria do example. Yes. Oh, it happened to this country. It happened here. Oh, it happened to Nigeria, our big brother. At least that big brother name go come back again. See wetin dey happen for ECOWAS. Illegitimacy. Now our judges go tell us say the right thing must be done. If we forgive the sin, corruption continues. And we no want corruption to continue. Yes, we no want to make it continue.
So anyway,
no forgiveness.
We go take wetin dey comot as the thing they take comot for court, and we go dey present am to all our people, make them dey see. For now, dem talk say na LP, that is Dr. Levi Uzoukwu, na in dey address the court, and plenty things wey in dey talk, they never write am send. Make we for project am, make una for see. So that one na im dey make us dey do the discussion wey we dey discuss for studio for now, because even our time seriously don dey give us signal, and signal wey be say dem dey give us make carry kaya comot for studio. But I see say dem don carry something wey dem wan make we talk again, this Burkina Faso, Mali and so on wey dem talk. Anyway, make we just take that one the whole, make we know whether dem go drop that message where as e dey hot for inside court. Make we take that one from Esther.
Okay, this one is coming from Miss Pearl. She talks say Burkina Faso, Mali, Even Guinea, his country, has sternly warned Tinubu, the illegal placeholder. Then Nefertiti, come quote Nefertiti for this one. She said, just in, Burkina Faso and Mali has released a joint defense statement warning the ECOWAS that any military intervention in Niger will be treated as declaration of war.
Yes, so we see say the people, the main thing will be say, I think why our people they project this thing now because of waiting then they tell Tinubu say na illegitimate president him be no supposed put mouth for waiting they happen for there because of say the process where carry and enter no be better process, so they no go listen to them as ECOWAS chairman. I think now one of the things we be say if they make our people to put them make we for tell us say all these things I sure say now for French then put them and then come translate them come give una. So we no go get time to begin the read them because we expect that this thing we expect make we for see how waiting they happen for court how it go take happen. So why would they wait for waiting they happen for court? Make we see waiting the producer get again for us for discussion. Why would they wait for this very update from court? Very important. We want here waiting Dr. Levi also who has to say. Waiting they tell court when they tell me say he dey on fire now 1 year. So producer, make we see waiting you get.
Was part of the top 20-25 economies in the world, and Africa was the center of our foreign policy in the post-independence era. If you emerge president of Nigeria, what would be your focus? What would be your foreign policy thrust?
Well, it remains what you said before. Africa will be our focus. Well, first we have to strengthen our policies, our socio-economic engagement to make, create a robust economy to be able, because unless you have an internal, a domestic, robust, strong economy, you can have a strong foreign policy. You need that to be able to be. Africa remains our focus. We want to show our leadership in Africa, but we want to be able to show that by example. So when we have a robust, functional economy, we want to secure the country. So with the gigas security architecture, let our country be secured, working with our other neighboring countries to make sure the security within the, say, West Africa region, Sub-Saharan Africa, all these things, and then engage and ensure that in Africa, we will engage based on cost trade, now that we have after NEPAD, peer review mechanism, all these things. But Africa remains our focus.
I'm happy you mentioned this because if you look at Africa's dealings with the West and other areas, there's a Japan-Africa summit, there's a Russia-Africa summit, there's a China-Africa summit, France, Turkey, name it, but they hardly come to Africa to negotiate.
Because the leader, Nigeria, has not done his job very well.
You believe Nigeria should be the leader of Africa?
Yes. But for you to be a big brother, for you to be a big brother, you need to put your house in order. Our house is not in order. You don't just say, I'm a big brother, when you're even probably being fed by your junior brothers and sisters. The big brother has to show a big brother.
So Peter Obi's reaction don't enter, and the thing where we dey wait because our time don't already give us signal. We don't pass 1 hour where we dey here, they talk, and they don't enter. So make I go to waiting, then they talk say Dr. Levi Zoku dey on fire. For the petitioner, he said in reaction of the addresses by the first respondents, the petitioners filed their final address on the 23rd of July 2023. In reaction to the final address of the second and third, the petitioners on the 20th July 2023 filed their response. Finally, in reaction to the address of the fourth respondent, which is APC, the petitioner filed their response on the 23rd of July 2023. We seek to adopt the final addresses in urging my laws to uphold the petition. We want to submit that the respondents have labored in vain to diminish the importance of IREV. And in the case of Oyotola versus INEC, which Fabemi cited, stated that IREV is part of the electoral process. I will refer to all the witness depositions on RW1 because I would like to drag them out of their comfort zone, he said. I know that the authentic and statutory prescription is the IREV portal. They are trying to downplay that. An election which 18,088 blood results were uploaded to the IREV is a faulty election. There is something remarkable about this matter. INEC issued certified true copies of purported polling unit results to the petitioners. Out of that number, 18,123 were blood, certified by INEC. Some were blank copies of A4 papers, also among them. You have pictures of certified by INEC. Court, we are not writing because it is your written address. Now so court take tell and say they know they write because their written address. Momo heard in court as other parties did not have that issue. Now, Dr. Levi continued, how can they say they conducted an election properly? It is my respectful submission that a CTC of any document in a result must be an exact replica of the original. They failed to produce the originals of the copies of the certified copy because it could not be any other than blank sheets. Let me go to the issue of fine or forfeiture, which the second respondent talked about. It is not in doubt that the second respondent forfeited $460,000 as proceeds from narcotics and money laundering. They do not want to hear that. We clearly relied on section 137 subsection 1D, but they are pushing it to another section, E. You cannot make our case for us. The provision says any court or tribunal. It is very clear, my laws. There is the attempt to claim that the first petitioner is not accommodated under section 134. The submission that in the case of Reron, there is the argument that the first petitioner will not be accommodated. The only candidate who comes squarely within the province of section 1343B is the first petitioner. Even if they created wrong interpretation, it cannot work. The case of Aworo versus Shagali was cited. Of course, the provisions now of the Constitution was not available to interpret that case. Let me quickly refer to what my brother for second and third respondents, that is Tinubu and Shetima lawyer, said that the petition was abandoned. I could not believe this coming from my brother whom I respected. My brothers did not urge you to interpret and as being disjunctive. I did not hear that. I submit with the greatest respect that the petitioners have proved their petition, particularly with the issue of non-compliance. They had no defense at one point. They said it was the printing toner that caused the issues. At some point, they said glitch could have caused it, but alleged glitch lasted only 4 hours. But up to 29th of May, they were still giving us blood results of the election. Finally, the petitioners has proved that there was no glitch whatsoever as they alleged by the respondent. Now so then take talk. And this one, now be say, it come from the LP, Labour Party's Levi Ozoku. He was really on fire. When I hear all the things we be say, then talk. And all these things we be say, then talk, he don't report them. But you go bring them out. It be like say, then carry something, enter again, make my eye open. Okay, I did see something where we say, they talk say, court is hereby adjourned to a later date for judgment. The date will be communicated to all parties. This one, now they come straight from the court with a drop and hot as it happen inside court. Now so it take be. Now I want all of us, as we want go, make we for like and share this video. Make it reach every other person. Tomorrow when we come, we go now digest these very things, these arguments what we say they do today. But as you know, this court talk say, as the text start say, they need prayers. Now so the justices take talk even from the morning of the PDP matter. Then talk say make Nigerians put them for prayers. I know say Agbado people know they pray. Now we will be say a new Nigeria, when we demand for a new Nigeria, now we they pray. We will pray for them. But as we they pray for them, make them do justice. Make them do justice. So with this one, I go say, make una for like this very video. PO them go talk as in they come out now. I know say press people they wait for them. They still there inside court as in they come out. We go take an update from them and go bring them tomorrow when we come back. Say see wetin these lawyers talk, see how they take talk am, and all these things when they talk go interpret them and we go explain to our people all this grammar. So we say then they bring out wetin e mean. So with that one, I beg. The thing what you feel do for P2B for now, now to like this video and share. Why? Because this very program from Obidati family, now to unite families, now to bring all of us together, so that people will say they no get notification, make them for no. Our job now to bring the thing as it happen and make the family day together. Make with the day as you don't hear them talk say then get possible rerun. And for waiting ABC talk inside there, then talk say our own people be not even qualified to run for that one. But when I don't see how our own Levi Ozoku take and say they no know what in that section mean. But all that one will talk on tomorrow. I beg like and share this video so that other people go know say Obidati family they talk this thing live as it happen for court. No be the people where we say they go carry wetin we do, they no give us credit. With that one, we will begin the carry kaya come on for studio. Make Angel help us spread that one.
My well-meaning Nigerians, an intelligent and lovely, obedient worldwide. I'm so happy. If I don't see her, say just a smile from eye to eye. Yes, it happened in Kenya. I forget her. I just want to remember the whole annoyance and happiness no even allow me remember. Yes, it happened in Kenya. If it happened in Niger, heaven no go fall, person no go die. Yes. But instead, what he go do for us, he go bring our integrity back. Yes, now our integrity and this our green passport, he go bring the integrity back. Our green passport go strong. No be say if we go any country, they go they search you like say he be one common thief. Because of waiting our leaders cause. My people, una see how our Levi Ozoku, our son, Ogbenge, the man when sabi onions. See wetin they dish out to them. They know sabi English again. Now primary 2 person, I go call explain to them wetin I and mean. My people, make them not just provoke me. I just dey happy. Say everything. You see this our promised land. It must come to pass. Yes. Nigeria, the new Nigeria is possible. No longer business as usual. Thank you so much for being with us. Like, share, subscribe. Tell others say we are getting to our promised land. You wanna see how court full. Even Chimamanda fly come inside. Come support our Obi. She dey obedient 100%. See our incoming president and vice. They full ground for court. Thank you so much for being with us. We love you. But God loves you more. Bye for now. The thing they sweet me. Just they laugh like laughing jack.